Here we go.
Alright, it's officially
Next
9:40.
done with that.
Alright, Destiny, welcome back. Thank you for coming for the second session here. So, I'm gonna go over what we went over last time, briefly over our disclosure, and then what we're gonna be going over today, okay? So, just to clear some things up with the client permission slip that I had you sign last week. These videos are going to be private and confidential and only shared with the university faculty for educational purposes. At any time if the session becomes too revealing, either the client or the candidate can terminate the session without any further questions. Okay? So this is what you signed last week. And so we have my notes here from what we went over last week as well. So last week we went over career exploration and plans after graduation. We went over things such as the choice of your career, which is going to be nursing, some of the colleges that you were thinking about attending, like San Diego State, right? Your 5-year plan after graduation, which was to finish the nursing program, possibly join the Navy. Your family ties, like how your mom feels about it, how your dad feels about it. Your relationship with your family, time management, how you're handling everything that you have going on right now, and maybe making some time for some things that you don't have enough time for, and how motivated you're feeling about graduating and moving on, becoming a young adult. This week, we're going to talk about some things such as things that you went through in previous years in high school. Some of the struggles that you had, how to handle struggles, how to handle frustration, some ideas of what can help you, like get through those times and how those can help you in college. And if we have enough time, we'll talk about a couple things that I wanted to go over, and I have some activities and some handouts for you. So let's go ahead and start. We have the time right there. So we're at 2:37. Okay, so your freshman and sophomore year, you had mentioned that you had a little bit of struggles in some of your classes, like you were getting some really low grades in some of them.
Yeah.
So can you go over like which classes they were that you were receiving those grades?
It was mainly biology, chemistry, and math. Because just the teachers, the way the teachers teach, they've been explaining a lot of stuff, and then just biology and chemistry, it was a lot of information thrown at you with a little bit of time. You just have to keep on going through meeting requirements for the teacher. There's a lot of information, just trying to take it at once.
Those are the semester classes, right? So they're 6 months classes
Yes.
in each class. Do you remember what grades it was that you ended up with in those classes?
I ended up with at the end of the second semester, like before we got out of school for summer, in biology and chemistry I had an A, and then in math I had a B. But like throughout chemistry, throughout the year I had like C's and B's, and in biology I had F's. I had like an F minus and a D, just because the way the teacher taught, it didn't help me at all. And math was just C's and B's, and then it brought up to a B.
What about how the teacher was teaching? What was it that made it difficult for you?
Because the teacher, like my math teacher for instance, my math teacher, she knows like everything of math, so when she explains it to us, it's in a brief summary because she already knows how to solve it, how to do it, and she expects us to do it if we're just learning it, so she doesn't go through me like by teaching it because she knows it, so it's hard for her, I guess, because it didn't help us at all.
And in biology?
Bio, it was mainly the teacher herself. The information was alright, but the teacher, she was just mean and graded hard and expected a lot from us. And it was hard. She was mean.
And did you have friends in your classes?
Yeah,
Did they feel the same way?
going into biology, the first science for as a freshman, it was hard because there's seniors taking that class and juniors, and when you're a freshman, it's like, oh, we're here. It's really hard. And with all my friends that are freshmen that are in my class, we all had like C's and D's, and we worked together because we're all friends as freshmen, and so we kind of think alike. And it was just hard for us as well, even them, not just me.
So you guys kind of all tried to help each other, like studying together and figuring out the problems as you were in the class.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So after those years, it seems like your grades improved drastically because this last semester you had almost all A's.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think you did differently that really helped you?
Well, I definitely studied a lot more than I did my freshman and sophomore year because freshman and sophomore year I rarely studied unless I really had to, but this past year I studied all the time, stayed up till like 10 if I had to, sometimes 11. My mom would yell at me because I need to take a shower and go to bed, but it's better to study at night for me because I cannot wake up early in the morning to finish studying. If I study at night, go to sleep, wake up, go back to school, if we get time to study during a test or whatever we're doing, then I would take advantage of that time to get it done and all that. But I definitely studied way more than I did my freshman and sophomore year.
So your studying habits,
Yeah.
one thing that really helped you. Do you think that's gonna really help you in college? Like these habits are gonna stick to you and they're gonna move on to college with you?
Yeah, they definitely will because I could be pulling all-nighters of partying with my friends when the main focus is studying at school, so I could pull all-nighters with reading books and studying what I was doing in the classes. So it would definitely help studying because I'll definitely use that. I'll definitely use it in college for sure.
It's like a habit that you have to build right now.
Mm-hmm. So I might as well get used to the habit because it's gonna be a habit.
Do you remember in middle school, did your teachers try to teach you these studying habits, or did you kind of just like get through the classes without having to study so much?
Well, not junior, middle school, we were at a small school, so they expected a lot from us because it was a charter school, and they would tell us all the stuff about high school and how much we're gonna need to study. But as of in 7th and 8th grade, I didn't really study a lot. Like for tests, it was mostly like winging it because we would do everything in class. So it's not like high school where, well, yeah, there was periods, but you only have like 4 teachers at the most. So you
Smaller school, less teachers.
you kind of know the teachers and they know you, they know what you're like, they know how you're studying and what you're doing wrong and right. So it's a small school, you know everyone.
So they kind of you get some more one-on-one time with them as well, I assume.
Yeah.
With the teachers. So you're right. If it's a smaller school, they're gonna get to know their kids a little better. And they're gonna be able to help you guys with whatever things you guys are struggling with. But in a bigger school, like high school, where there's 2,000 to 3,000 kids, teachers are gonna be maybe overwhelmed with having all the kids that they have in their classes. They're not always gonna be able to help.
Yeah, now some of the kids are bad.
So those kids take up a little bit more time, right?
Yeah.
From the instruction of the teacher because they're having to help them more than you guys.
Mm-hmm.
But in your classes, it seems like if you are struggling with something, you reach out to your teachers and you let them know, you communicate.
Yeah, I'll ask my teachers if I need help, or some of my friends because they're more my age, so they understand what I'm not getting, what we're doing. So it's easier for them to help me than a teacher because, like I said, the teachers know everything. So it's harder for them to explain of what you don't know. So I mostly ask my friends. I ask my teachers, but mainly my friends.
And your friends are able to help you out too, so you understand a lot of the information. So, I know you've dealt with this before, because we kind of all have times when we deal with disappointments or failures in life, like maybe failing a test that you studied for weeks.
Yeah.
How do you normally handle things like
If I fail, it frustrates me and irritates me because I spent all that time studying when I couldn't get a good grade on a test or something. So some classes I'll like do like one retake for the whole semester. So like in math, I got a D on one of the tests I studied for. Oh, I didn't really study for it,
that?
but I mostly winged it. But then I might as well just took the retake and I studied for that retake and I got a B. So
And that retake was optional?
yeah.
It was something that your teacher was offering?
Well, my teacher offers it, but you only got one retake for the whole semester, and we do about 6-7 tests a semester. So it's either you do it or not. So I did it, and then so that means the rest of the tests that we had to do, I would really study for it in order to get a good grade on it.
Okay, so you took the opportunity that your teacher was giving you.
Yeah.
You spoke to her and you said, okay, I'll take this retake for this test that I failed.
Yeah.
You felt frustrated. You didn't like the fact that you got the grade that you did, even though you knew you kind of did not study very much.
Yeah.
Well, those are good ways to handle something, right? Instead of saying, oh man, I suck, or bringing yourself down and just giving up.
Mhm.
That's always another choice that you have, right? So you could either choose to just give up or take the opportunities that are before you.
Yeah.
So you took the opportunities, which are good. So I had this little activity that I wanted to do with you real quick, and then I had one more thing that I wanted to talk to you about. But this activity is about failures, like in life, when it gets really rough. Because there are always times where you're gonna feel like, oh man, I'm overwhelmed, or this is getting really hard, or going into your senior year, you might feel like that sometimes.
Yeah.
So this goes over like how to handle it. What would you do? So the first question would be, name a time where you had a difficulty completing a task or mastering a skill. It could be related to work or an outside interest. Describe what happened, how you felt about it, and how you handled it.
Well, for NJ, we have a competition team, which is under X, where they do different beats, all in sync, or have like a different tone to it, like stomping and clapping and just different beats. And I went in sophomore year because I joined the drill team my freshman year, but sophomore year is when I joined that team. And everyone else already knew the whole routine, and I was I was new, so I was really learning it. And then in the middle of the season, they told me that I'm going to be performing at one of the competitions a week prior. So it was kind of hard for me and frustrating because I was barely learning routine. I knew it, but not like I knew it, but I would mess up when we would do it. So I just had a week to practice, ask my friend for help. Whatever chance we got, I would ask my teacher to be excused from class, and we would just practice till I got it right. And it was also frustrating because before the competition, like 2 or 3 days before, we would practice, but not everyone was there. I couldn't align to anyone. I couldn't keep my spacing, and it was hard because we wouldn't do the full run through when I needed the help. So I would have to work hard and practice and practice and practice, because if I messed up, then we won't place or anything. So it was mainly on my fault that I had to practice, and I can't do anything for kids not being there. So it was kind of hard for me because I couldn't align to people that were next to me and keep my space.
Mhm.
But I ended up practicing, asked my friend for help. I stayed after school for like 2 extra hours because so I could practice. It was pretty hard. I just made sure to get things down and not mess up.
So it's probably a lot of pressure on an individual who's, even though you guys are part of a team, if one person messes up, like you said, you don't place
Yeah.
in competitions. That
You'll get marked down points, but it'll throw other people off and just wouldn't go right. But we ended up getting first place and first place at the other 2 competitions. So it paid off. I learned the routine and then I performed the other competitions, so it helped.
that is a lot of pressure. I don't think I've ever been in something like that where they really depend on you to be part of that.
Yeah.
Especially being like the person that's like the backup, right?
Mm-hmm.
If somebody for some reason can't be in it,
That was an
then
alternate.
you have to step up. So you handled that very well. So did you experience
Wait. And then my last competition, because there's different spots of it. So I had, when I was frustrated that first time, I had to learn that one spot. It wasn't until a couple days of the last competition they moved me to a different spot. So I had to learn. I knew the routine, but in that spot, so I had to learn the same routine, but as in that spot, and it was way different than it was
2 days before?
like 2 or 3 days before.
Wow.
So that was hard. It was.
And that was just
Because I
like
knew the routine,
practicing.
but it was if the first time I was going this way, but then the other spot I'm going this way, so
that is very different.
it was hard to keep
Especially
my mind
when you
and
have
keep
that time.
counts and also counts because there's counts in the routine, and if I know one spot, the other spot's like lower and higher, so it was really hard.
They moved around.
Yeah. And I know it's a spot, so next year.
And they knew that you handled it.
Mm-hmm.
The person in charge was like, okay, well, we're going to move her over here. She should be fine, right?
Yeah.
That's really good.
Yeah.
I can't believe they did that to you. Okay, so similar frustrations in schoolwork. Have you had any? Like, where you felt like you studied all this time with a test that you thought was going to be one way and then it completely different?
Of course, on my math test, they always turn out like that. One time I thought I got 100%, didn't miss anything. I got like 96%, but I'm still better. No, I got.
I mean, that's still good, right?
Yeah, I got an A on my test, but I thought I did way better.
Yeah.
But just little mistakes cause the problem.
It happens.
Yeah.
But it seems like you know how to handle it when it happens, when you do fail. You don't just bring yourself down and you're like, I give up.
Mm-hmm.
You keep moving forward, and that's something important that has to be done.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna go over like a list of stuff, a list of ways that you can handle frustrations or failures, and I want you to think about, okay, would this actually help? Would it not? Would it bring you down? Would it bring you up? So let me go over that list right now. These are just strategies of somebody that might use to overcome frustration. First one is wishing the task would disappear, asking for help, repeated practice, taking a break, giving up, trying a different approach, talking over the problem, or getting additional resources. So I'm going to give you the list right here so you can look at it. Which things of those lists do you think would help someone finish something successfully or overcome a frustration successfully?
Well, from my point of view, I would ask for help and try a different approach of the problem, because if you could try a different approach, but there's different approaches because there's many ways. But I would ask for help because, like, I would ask my friend because we're in the same class, so they know what we're doing, and it's easier for them to explain it than someone else that's not in class. So if you ask for help, they'll explain and give you their
Solution.
yeah, their solution to the problem and different yeah, they'll give you their solution to the problem, and there's other kids that ask for help and just try different solutions to solve the problem.
Well,
But mainly
that's
ask a friend.
those are good ways to overcome it, right?
Yeah,
What do you think wishing the task would disappear would do?
nothing really.
Yeah. It would just be like venting, right? Like
Yeah.
venting, like, oh, I wish I didn't have to do this. But it's still gonna be there, right?
Yeah, as long as period they assigned it, it's still there.
Repeated practice is something that you tried, that you did very well, right?
Mm-hmm.
Talking over the problem, what do you think that would do? Nothing.
Yeah.
And then the last one is getting additional resources. That's a good one.
Yeah, because other than your friends and your resources and problem solving, you could go to those new resources and there's different ones, so just try them out, see what works for you.
So, you have very good ideas of how to overcome failures. I mean, these are all things, like I said, that you have to learn at a very young age because these things are going to constantly happen. You're going to fail every now and then. No matter how hard you try, sometimes you study for hours, like you said, and you try to go over material and you still fail.
Yeah.
So what's important is you don't give up, right? Keep moving forward.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so next week we'll go over the last thing that I wanted to talk to you about because we ran out of time. But thank you for coming today and for helping me out twice already, 3 times maybe. Okay, and I will see you next week, okay?
Okay.